Hi, welcome back to Unacademy. This channel is Unacademy Future Doctors, and I am your educator for biochemistry, Dr. Shivangi Shukla. I welcome every one of you to this session of MCQ Based Discussion. Let me just check if the live stream has started, and then we can begin. Just let me know. Just let me check once if the live stream is on or not. Until and unless the video and audio are all proper, मज़ा नहीं आएगा क्लास लेने में, है ना? ना ही आपको क्लास अटेंड करने में मज़ा आएगा. 1 minute, let me just check for the live stream. Okay, there seems to be a problem, or you guys can let me know in the chat section if it is all right. Am I visible and audible to everyone? Do let me know. Let me know if the live stream is running smoothly or not. So we have completed quite a few sessions here on the MCQ based session. We have completed quite a few MCQ based sessions, isn't it? And now is the time for another such session. Also at 11 p.m. tonight, I will be starting with another MBBS session on the Unacademy app. So all you night owls are cordially invited to test your biochemistry skills on the Unacademy app, okay? But I can't see this live stream. Is it visible to everyone? If it is visible, then I can go ahead. Alright, let me just go ahead and we'll check later on, okay? So, I'll just quickly brief you about the different types of subscriptions for NEET PG that are available on the Unacademy app. Now, both Iconic as well as Plus subscriptions are available for all you NEET PG aspirants. Both Iconic and Plus subscriptions will give you access to video lectures from top educators across the country. Not just live, but also recorded classes are available. And you'll also get to access the printed PDF notes and question banks containing more than 25,000 questions. The Iconic subscription will also give you access to resources from Prep Ladder, and the USP is that you can watch these classes even in the recorded session anytime as you wish. Unacademy has also come up with a revision batch for all you NEET PG aspirants for this year. This is lasting for 2 months between March 16th to May 16th. So all those who are serious aspirants can consider this revision batch, okay? Do not forget to put in the educator code DRSHUKLA Dr. Shukla for whichever subscription you're planning to take to avail 10% extra discount, 10% additional discount on either Plus or Iconic. Okay, so this discount code DRSHUKLA is going to ensure that you earn 10% additional discount over and above the already discounted or subsidized prices. Okay, so till where had we read? We had completed till this one. Okay, which of the following is synthesized in the skin in the presence of UV light, isn't it? We had completed till this one. Now, let us start with the next question. The next question is, when will the oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve shift to the left? When will the oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve shift to the left? A. Acidosis. B. In the presence of 2,3-BPG. C. Low core temperature, or D. Anemia. Okay, does it make sense to everyone? Do let me know. Come on, you have to answer in the chat section, everyone. Okay, the time to answer has started. You have to answer in the chat section, and after you answer in the chat section, we'll discuss this topic in detail. Now the time to answer has started. Come on. You have 2 minutes for each question. When will the oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve shift to the left? A. Acidosis, B. 2,3-BPG, C. Low core temperature, or D. Anemia. Come on, 1 minute has already elapsed. It is about to elapse. Come on, guys. Okay. So the correct answer is shift to the left. The correct answer is low core temperature. And how do you find this out? Well, I'll just tell you a simple trick. The oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve is what? It is of sigmoid shape, S shape or sigmoid shape. It is represented mathematically using the Hill equation. These two things are very, very important for MCQs. Now, for it to shift to the right, that means that there is dissociation of hemoglobin and oxygen. Okay. And for it to shift to the left, that means more of oxygen is getting bound to hemoglobin. Got it? So, now what are the conditions that will shift it to the left and what are the conditions that will shift it to the right? Now, increased presence of carbon dioxide, that is at the level of the tissues, is going to shift it to the right. Why? Because at the level of the tissues, what happens is, according to the Bohr effect, what happens is the hemoglobin, the oxyhemoglobin dissociates to release oxygen. So, the first is high PaCO2. High PaCO2. Now, high PaCO2, arterial pressure of carbon dioxide will translate to low pH of the blood. Carbon dioxide is acidic, no? And acidic means low pH. Now, third is high temperature. Now, similar to any enzymatic reaction, at high temperatures, the enzyme dissociates. So, here also at high temperature, this compound, this compound, that is oxyhemoglobin, is going to dissociate into oxygen and hemoglobin. And fourth one is in the presence of 2,3-BPG. 2,3-BPG will, what will it do? 2,3-BPG is going to 2,3-BPG is going to stabilize the taut state of hemoglobin. Okay, 2,3-BPG stabilizes the taut or the deoxy state of hemoglobin. Therefore, its presence will shift it towards a high concentration of deoxyhemoglobin or right side. Now, left will be totally opposite. Okay, it is low PaCO2 or high pH, then low temperature and low concentration of 2,3-BPG. Understood or not? Anemia is a hypoxic state. Hypoxic means low oxygen. If there is low oxygen, then the oxyhemoglobin will be inspired, will be motivated to release more of oxygen to the tissues. Low oxygen will be similar to high carbon dioxide. Okay, so it will shift towards the right only. Towards the left means more of oxyhemoglobin formation. More of oxyhemoglobin formation occurs at low temperatures. Understood this? Next question. Which of the following intermediates is present in glycolysis, glyconeogenesis, glycogenesis and the Hmp shunt? In all and, okay? A. Glucose 6-phosphate, B. Glucose 1-phosphate, C. Glucose or D. Pyruvate. Okay? The time to answer starts now. Come on, you have 2 minutes to answer in the comment section. Come on everyone, try and answer this. It is not difficult. You just have to find one common intermediate for all these 4 cycles. Last 10 seconds left. Okay, so the correct answer here is what? It is glucose 6-phosphate. Now come on guys, in glycolysis, what is the intermediate? It starts with glucose, then hexokinase will convert it to glucose 6-phosphate. This is glycolysis. Gluconeogenesis is the opposite of glycolysis. So it will definitely involve glucose 6-phosphate somewhere or the other. Glycogenesis starts with glucose. It converts to glucose 6-phosphate, which then converts to glucose 1-phosphate, which will conjugate with UDP to form glycogen. Then UDP to form UDP glucose, which will then join together through glycogen synthase and branching enzyme to form glycogen. Hmp shunt starts only with glucose 6-phosphate. Since it is a shunt, that means it is an alternative pathway for glucose, where it does not produce ATP, rather the metabolism of glucose produces useful intermediates. Glucose 6-phosphate will be acted upon by glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase to produce 6-phosphogluconate. Remember? Okay. Next. Which of the following statements is or are true? A. Hmp shunt produces more ATP than glycolysis. B. Hmp shunt does not produce ATP. C. Hmp shunt utilizes fructose 6-phosphate. Or D. All of the above. Okay. Your time to answer starts now. 2 minutes for you to answer, guys. Alright, last 1 minute left for you to answer. Come on, I want an answer from everyone who's attending. Do not shy away in answering. It does not matter even if you answer it wrongly. It is just that you are understanding right here. You are practicing. So it will be a good practice. And it is okay to answer wrong here rather than answering wrong on the day of the final examination. Okay? Alright, so the correct answer here, as we have already discussed in the last question, is that the HMP shunt does not produce ATP. What then is the utility of the HMP shunt? The HMP shunt, as you already call it, shunt means it shunts glucose to an alternative pathway. And this alternative pathway is not concerned about producing ATP because enough ATP is already produced through the glycolytic pathway and the Krebs cycle. Now here the Hmp shunt produces useful intermediates. What are these intermediates? These are one, reducing equivalents that are NADPH and ribose sugars. What are ribose sugars used for? They are used in the synthesis of nucleic acids. Ribose sugars synthesize RNA, deoxyribose sugars synthesize DNA. Okay, understood this? Next, which of the following is the most common enzyme involved in galactosemia? A. Galactokinase, B. Galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase, C. Aldose reductase, or D. epimerase. Now, a similar question we have already done in one of the MCQ based sessions where I have described the entire galactose metabolism to you. So, please recall that and answer this. This is just a takeaway from the previous discussion that we have had. So, I hope you guys remember this one and you answered it correctly. Okay, the time to answer has already started. You have 2 minutes to answer. Come on, guys. Come on, last 1 minute left for you to answer. Answer fast. Come on. Remember, this we have already discussed in great detail. So this is just a takeaway from the earlier session, the earlier discussion. Alright, so the correct answer here is what? It is B. Galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase. Now, because I have already discussed this with you guys, so I'm going to very quickly write the whole process down. Galactose is converted to galactose 1-phosphate by which enzyme? By galactokinase, which is the second most common enzyme in involved in galactosemia, deficient in galactosemia. Now this galactose 1-phosphate is going to be converted to glucose 1-phosphate using which enzyme? galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase. How? Because it is requiring the presence of UDP glucose, which is converted to UDP galactose. Galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase. Okay. Now this UDP glucose will come in. Now how is it happening? UDP glucose will come in, which will exchange its glucose with galactose. Okay. And in turn, this UDP glucose will become UDP galactose. Okay. Now to restore this, replenish this UDP glucose, what do we have? We have another enzyme which is called epimerase. Because glucose and galactose are what? Epimers of each other. Okay. Now the fourth enzyme in the options is aldose reductase. Now where is it coming from? Galactose being an aldose. Galactose being an aldose. Aldose means aldehyde sugar. Galactose is an aldose. That is, it is an aldehyde sugar. It is converted by aldose reductase. It is reduced by aldose reductase. Aldehydes are reduced to what? Aldehydes are reduced to alcohols. So galactose is reduced to galactitol. Carboxylic acids are reduced to aldehydes or ketones, which are reduced to alcohols. Similarly, alcohols are oxidized to aldehydes or ketones, which are oxidized to carboxylic acids. That is what is happening. This is an aldose sugar. It is reduced by aldose reductase to produce alcohol, that is galactitol. Okay. Now what is this? What is special about this galactitol? Galactitol is going to be deposited in the lens of the eye. Okay. And what is it going to cause? It is going to cause cataract. What type of cataract? That is opacification of the lens. What type of cataract? Oil droplet cataract. So the cataract found in galactosemia is oil droplet cataract. Very important. So all these four enzymes that we have seen, you can see in the galactose metabolism. Galactokinase is the second most common enzyme involved in the galactosemia. Galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase is the most common enzyme involved in galactosemia. Understood? Now let us move on to the next question. Okay, that will be the last question for discussion tonight, because then what are we going to do? Then we are going to meet in the Unacademy special class on the Unacademy app. Which of the following enzymes is not involved in glycogenolysis? A. Glycogen phosphorylase, B. debranching enzyme, C. glucan transferase, or D. nucleoside diphosphokinase. Okay, the time to answer has started now in the comment section. Okay, it starts now in the comment section. You have to answer. 2 minutes for you to answer. Then we can quickly discuss and wrap this session up, because at 11 a.m. sharp we have to meet on the Unacademy app in the special class, that is MBBS MCQ bonus biochemistry sessions, that is specially dedicated to all you night owls who could not join in the Okay, last 30 seconds left for you to answer, guys. Come on, fast. Which of the following enzymes is not involved in glycogenolysis? Glycogenolysis is the breakdown of glycogen to glucose. Which of them is not involved? Okay, so the correct answer here is nucleoside diphosphokinase. Now, what does glycogen phosphorylase do? It breaks down the alpha 1,4 chain, 1,4 linkage in the main chain of glycogen. What does debranching enzyme do? It breaks down the alpha 1,6 linkage at the branch site. Now, what does glucan transferase do? This glycogen phosphorylase is going to break down the alpha 1,4 linkages one by one between each glucose residue inside glycogen on the main chain as well as on the branch chain till there are 4 residues present on either side of the branch site. At that point, glucan transferase will come in, that is going to transfer a trisaccharide unit from the branch site to the main chain. Now, since 3 residues have been transferred from the branch site to the main chain, only the 4th residue, that is attached at the branch site through alpha 1,6 linkage, will remain. And this will be broken down by which enzyme? By the debranching enzyme. Okay, so glucan transferase transfers a trisaccharide unit from the branch site to the main chain. From the branch chain to the main chain. Not the branch site, rather the branch chain. From the branch chain to the main chain. Now, what does nucleoside diphosphokinase do? See, glycogen synthesis starts with glucose, which is converted to glucose 6-phosphate, which is converted to glucose 1-phosphate. And these glucose 1-phosphate units, they are conjugated with UDP to produce UDP glucose. Okay, now this UDP glucose will combine with other UDP glucose to produce glucose-glucose linkage through alpha 1,4 carbon. Okay, and the UDP group will be replenished. Now, where is this UDP coming from? It is coming from UTP, and again it will go and produce UDP for replenishment through the addition of one inorganic phosphate here. Now, where is this inorganic phosphate coming from? This inorganic phosphate is coming from the conversion of ATP to AMP. So, therefore, this enzyme, utilizing the enzyme NDPK. So, this enzyme which transfers the phosphate group, that is, it is a kinase. Kinases are transferases which transfer phosphate group from one molecule to the other. So, this NDPK, nucleoside diphosphokinase group, transfers a phosphate group from ATP to UDP. Okay, from ATP, which is a nucleoside, to UDP. Therefore, it is called nucleoside diphosphokinase. Understood this? So now I think we have completed enough for this session. 40 questions we have done. Now you can go and relax for some time, and we'll meet again in another session on the Unacademy app. That is MCQ bonus biochemistry session on the Unacademy app. That is an MCQ session. Okay. Bye-bye guys. Take care. See you. Good night. See you all on the Unacademy app in a jiffy. Okay. Bye-bye. Take care. Good night.